There's, there's, there's 4 words here.
Really?
Who would have thought there'd be another victim during the investigation? Maybe Monofani's green puke was predicted this tragedy. This tragedy. That's like orange.
Ah!
It's normal. Ugh, guess it was predicting this.
For now.
Everyone please assemble in the seance room. At last. Second body discovery announcement played. Didn't take long for everyone to come running.
What?
Tenko? Seriously? What is this? How did this happen?
How'd this happen?
Tenko, Kanta's so sorry. Kanta no could protect you.
Got a minute?
Shuichi, explain the situation. I thought you were conducting the seance. What happened?
Well, that's...
I don't know. What's happening?
What on earth?
I'm surprised too. I never thought a murder would happen during an investigation. I guess for now, you should maybe start the investigation right away?
Say.
Before that, I would like to confirm something. The culprit who killed Angie may be a different culprit from who killed Tenko, yes?
Huh?
Huh?
If so...
What happens in the event there are 2 murders by 2 people? What if there are 2 blackened? Will we need to find them both at the class trial?
That's right.
Now that you mention it, that's a good point. What would happen in that scenario?
Yeah?
Well, what would happen? Monodam, what would happen? What would happen?
Not that!
Why do you look so lost? Monodam, I thought you were gonna run things instead of Daddy. I never expected something like this to happen. I don't know what to do. Really, I don't know. Oh man, they're all disorganized. If they can't decide the class trial's objective, then we won't know what to investigate. Father always knows what to do. We should ask him for help.
No way!
You've already forgotten? Daddy's in no condition to help us. Oh yeah, he's a corpse just as much as Tenko and Angie are. It's all our fault that Daddy ended up like that.
Yeah?
It's all your fault, Monofani?
Daddy!
Daddy, help! We don't know what to do on our own.
Ah!
We gotta use the power of love. That ought to snap him back to normal.
Hey.
That won't work. Father is just an empty shell now.
That's right!
That's not true. Anything is possible with the power of love. Can we love Tenko back into life, please? I don't understand. You don't understand that because you've never been loved before, Monodam.
Daddy!
Daddy, I love you, so please come back to normal.
Father!
I want to see you, Father. I love you with all my heart. Aw, you're making me blush. Is that his ghost? Ah, right. There's infinite duplicates. You got it. Were you good while I was away?
Thank you so much, my adorable darling cubs!
I am going through way too many emotions to physically be able to... Wait! He licked himself! Go on 1 second here. Also, one more thing. Monofani licks back! No, get me off this damn screen.
I was able to fully enjoy my relaxing vacation!
Oh, that tickles! Father's intense love is getting me all soaked!
Never say that ever again.
Daddy, your tongue feels amazing! This better not awaken anything in me.
Oh.
No.
That vacation is just what I needed. It's important to take time off to relax.
Tell you the truth.
Normally, most companies won't even let you take time off to go on vacation. But I was able to do it. The secret is to... What did he just say? But I was able to do it. The secret is to just leave whether you get permission or not. I don't think that's good. Who's the Baldy then?
Yeah?
Oh, it's a part-timer I got to cover while I was gone.
Hey!
Here's your pay, like we agreed on. Now take it and get out of here.
Why?
But you were supposed to be relaxed. Gun Man didn't even say anything.
Huh?
Now that the nuisance is out of the way, what were you guys talking about again?
Yeah?
Ah, that's right. What happens to your votes when there are two blackened candidates?
I'll answer that.
I'll answer that. It's first come, first served.
Huh?
First come, first served? That's not what I think it is it?
Hey,
Blackened who killed the first victim to be discovered will be your target.
in other words...
If the Blackened who killed Angie isn't the same one who killed Tenko, then only Angie's killer will be considered the Blackened. Oh. Is that how your rules work, huh? Even if we get this victim, or this fucking murderer... No, these rules were set ahead. No, I bet these rules were fucking set in stone beforehand, and the mastermind killed the second one, dude. It makes too much sense. Maybe too much sense for it to be real. No, I don't like this at all. Tenko's killer wasted a kill, and Tenko herself is a waste of a victim.
Now then,
I'll add this to the school regulations so you can review it later.
go ahead.
Thank Christ you can... I also updated the Monokuma file. Do your best to investigate this murder, too. We better find out who killed both people.
Father!
Everything is gonna go smoothly now that Father's running things again. Leaders gonna be able to take their decisive action. Indecision is just the worst. Daddy, you're glowing. You're glowing like a lamp. There's nothing better than being praised by my cute cubs. Nothing better than spending time with my cute cubs. For as long as you live, I will never let any of you go, except for the two that got murdered. He just left us behind, while he was saying he'd never let us go. That's why he's so amazing. Please lick me some more, Daddy. Put that on my goddamn record. That's something I've read. That's something I've read out loud. That's something I've read out loud and immediately regretted it. Hey, Monodam. I bet he's feeling a bit of rage. Maybe he will use that rage to help us. So to make sense of all that,
Listen closely.
if both murders have different culprits, then our vote will determine Angie's killer. But if we don't know... But if we don't even know if there's a different culprit, do we?
Let's see.
We should investigate Tenko's death as well, just in case.
How exciting!
Finally, things are heating up. I'm getting so excited.
Piece of shit!
Go! Oh, you fucking psycho! Oh yeah, you're right about that one. Oh, I hate this with all of my heart. Shuichi, this is bad.
Huh?
This is unquestionably bad. I can't believe Tenko was killed. Everyone's upset and confused, and I'm also in no shape to help right now.
But you know,
But this is where you need to step up.
listen up.
Listen, Shuichi. The impossible is possible. All you gotta do is make it so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, let's check the Monokuma file first. The victim is Tenko Chabashira. Why? I didn't want her to die at all, man! She was so cool! The body was found in the middle of the empty room on the 4th floor. Time of death is approximately 11 a.m. The only visible injury is a stab wound to the back of the neck. Sounds eerily similar. Stab wound in her neck, same as the Angie's cause of death. Doesn't look like a coincidence. Maybe it's Angie's curse. Curse?
Jeez.
God, not again. Curse! Oh my god.
Hey!
What? Cursed?
Kaido, calm down.
Maybe you need to calm up. This is getting interesting.
No way there's a curse! Don't screw around!
You're the one who's screwing around. Do you want to die?
Slam! The dull sound reverberated throughout the room. Oh, he's got blood! Damn, you clocked him!
Are you okay?
My bad.
Oh, you slammed him! Starting to feel bad, but it's for a different reason. I'm gonna get some fresh air, so I'll leave this to you and Maki roll. I'd have left the room, still a bit wobbly.
Should
we resume the investigation? Time is of the essence.
That's correct.
True, we haven't time to mourn Tenko's death, as our lives are at risk.
This is...
That's true, but Angie and then Tenko? And to think earlier, I was suspicious of Tenko. I'm sorry, Tenko! But wait, what if Tenko was the murderer of the first crime? And the second person was someone from the student council that knew. No. Better yet, what if it was Samugi? Yikes, 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 yikes.
How can this be?
It's all Gonta's fault. Gonta failed to protect friends again. He probably holds the biggest responsibility to himself, which is completely unfair. Anyone can get murdered at any point. Tenko's death caught us all off guard. Everyone is panicking. I have to keep it together. I have to work harder. Because I'm a detective. Investigation? Resume.
Well...
Too dark in here. We can't investigate even if we wanted to. Going to bring candles from other room to make this room bright, okay?
No.
No, that won't be necessary.
Ah!
Yeah, that won't be necessary at all.
Huh?
Why?
Listen up!
Show him, Kibo. Show him your new powers. New power?
His eyes lit up!
Oh, dear.
I, Iruma, the gorgeous girl genius, have installed a new function in Kibo.
Why'd you do that?
Just leave it to me. I will become the guiding light that shines on you all.
I mean, that's poetic, but...
Shine on, shine on! Shine on, you crazy fucking diamond!
They're gonna light up the whole room or blind us completely. Wow.
Oh, man.
What a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something.
It's okay.
But it's bright now. We should hurry and investigate.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Kibo's flashlight function has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopad. Why? Are you telling me this isn't a hole? You can scroll wheel to turn on the thing? You can scroll wheel up to turn on the thing, scroll wheel down to leave the room. This is so meta. But are you telling me this isn't a hole? Oh, Jesus. Alright, let's start. Oh, I should have started left and right from the people. Oh well. It's a wooden dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the Dog God. During the seance, this wooden statue was on top of the cage. It took 4 of us to remove it. This wooden statue is pretty heavy.
If I remember correctly.
Kina said it's about 175 pounds. That's the weight of the 2 girls. Or that's the weight of 2 girls. What do you know about girls? Have you ever touched a woman besides your mother? I can read the pamphlet handbook. Jesus. Don't gotta discredit everything.
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. Anyway,
Is this...
this heavy thing was on top of the cage, then Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out easily.
Okay.
You're like, we set up the perfect murder. That didn't sound like you were kidding earlier. Glad he kept that one to himself. It's been added to the truth bullet section of your monopad. Alright, let's start with people now. Samugi. I said things that made Tenko look suspicious, and now this. I'm sorry, Tenko.
Stop it.
Cry later. Ooh, that one hurts the chest.
What?
Huh?
Because...
Crying won't bring Tenko back, and if we don't investigate thoroughly, we'll die too.
Okay.
We need to find the truth and pin down the culprit for Tenko and all of us.
I guess...
You're right. Tenko wouldn't want us to Tenko would want us to figure out, so she'd have no regrets. That would be the best way to apologize.
Well...
Do these floorboards seem a little bit unstable to you? They're tough to walk on. Oh, you're right about that one. Floorboards aren't nailed down. They're just lying on top of cross pieces. That's what Gonta told me. It's probably the reason they're a little unstable. They've only been laid on top. That's why they're unstable. Well, the boards are fairly thick and sturdy. I can't imagine they'd come loose easily.
Is this...
You say that, but the one that Tenko's on has come loose. If someone wanted to remove a floorboard, they could just easily do so, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose. God damn this.
Hey!
Himiko! Hey, Himiko! Be strong, Himiko!
Wait.
If you shake Himiko that much, she's gonna break.
What?
But she's not talking. It's like Himiko not even here.
Like I thought.
She must have been really shocked over Tenko. Just leave her be for now. Okay. Didn't even budge. I mean, her two closest... Like, that's scary, dude. Her two closest friends, dead.
Why?
Angie, then Tenko?
How can this be?
Gonta's so ashamed. Why Gonta no could protect friends? Couldn't tell you. The mobile lamp. What do you got?
Leave it to me.
I will become the guiding light that shines on you all. Nice.
That cannot be.
Why did this?
I knew it.
Kyo. He's not worried about the murder. He's pissed that his fucking seance was ruined.
But of course.
I'm shocked about that as well. Why did the seance fail? He performed all of the steps flawlessly. He's more concerned about that than the murder.
Ah, yes.
We performed the cage child again to summon Tenko's spirit this time.
This is stupid.
The same murder will happen. Just tell me what happened during the seance. Both of you and Shuichi were present, right? Did she get killed during the
I
seance?
see, yes.
Just to move past what happened, to know why the seance failed.
Is that so?
Whatever, just hurry up. At the time, in order to begin the seance, we had Tenko, the spiritual medium, position herself like a turtle within the magic circle, so her head touched the marker stone. Then Shuichi and Kokichi played the cage over top Tenko. After that, I placed the white cloth over the stage, or the cage rather. Then all four of us placed the wooden statue of the dog god on top of the cage. Afterwards, we stood in the four corners of the room. Kokichi Shuichi blew out the candles.
Yes.
Finally, we all sang the cage child song. The seance should have been complete, but now that you mention it, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song. At like the third verse, fourth verse. What the fuck happened? Is it a mystery? It is a mystery to me as well. I thought someone might have tripped, perhaps. There's a pretty loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyo knows something.
What do you mean?
Then what happened?
Yes.
We called out to her, but no reply came, and Shuichi and Kokichi relight the candles. And then we removed all the items from within the magic circle, in the opposite order. First all four of us removed the dog god statue. That will never be easy to say. Next, I took off the white cloth. Himiko ran over to the cage, and the moment she lifted it... Wait. She had a mark in the back of her neck? Either whatever the murder weapon was cleaved straight through the bottom of her neck into the back, and that's how that happened. Or this murderer's a magician. How would he get inside the cage? Then it sounds like Tenko was definitely killed during the seance.
No.
Would it not be difficult in such darkness? Besides, she was inside the cage, yes?
Then...
And when was she killed? 11 a.m.
Well, that's... I see, yes.
There is another problem.
How?
And that is, why or did the seance fail? I simply cannot figure it out.
Perhaps.
Maybe someone moved from their corner? Did someone else sneak in here?
What's the point?
Obviously, since the seance was clearly a sham. Ooh, those are some strong words. Maki never was one to pull her punches. Sound during the seance. Sure, we'll be talking about that moved board in a hot second. Fine. The investigation is over and shut, and it's all thanks to me for giving Kibo his new function. Now then, Cunt Fu's killer. Does she have such stupid nicknames for everyone? Is obviously one of you stupid assholes who signed up to do the bullshit seance in the first place.
No.
No, not necessarily.
Huh?
Seriously? The seance was clearly set up to lure her in and kill her. How could someone who wasn't in the room kill her?
Could it be...
So you believe that Tenko was killed during the seance?
Fucking moron!
There's no other possibility, shit for brains. God, you don't even know that? It's true that Tenko was alive before the seance began. Point of no return. Tenko, after this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Oh no, what if she was, quote-unquote, murdered beforehand by getting stabbed in the neck? And the banging was her trying to escape? That's even grosser to think about. And the board physics wouldn't really work. I don't know what happened. Tenko answered Kyo, so at that point she was most clearly alive, certainly rather. When the candles were relit, she was already dead. And she was killed in the dark. I'm positive. What time exactly was Tenko killed after the candles were blown out? That may be an important point of this case. And my mouse has disappeared. What do you think about it, Kokichi?
Oh, man.
What a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something. Well, I'm glad you have some solid opinions. Left to right, we've seen the dog. Left to right? That's not right. Candles hung on the walls. The only source of light in the room. And there are no windows in this room, so without the candles, it was pitch black. But how did the culprit kill Tenko in such darkness? Good question. Not too much more to see. There's a hole in the corner. I was right. It's the white sheet we used for the seance. Are there any rips, tears, holes in it maybe? Placed on top of the cage. Kia was the only one who removed it.
Is this...
Cloth is pretty thick. Similar to the window curtain, but it's completely opaque. And on the back, bloodstain on it. Right around the middle of the sheet. Which side? Inside or outside? No hole in the fabric. Means Tenko wasn't stabbed through the cloth.
Okay.
She was stabbed while underneath the cloth. White sheet. That's a good clue. Hole in the corner. There's a small opening in the corner of the room. Doesn't look big enough for a person to get through. But still.
Is this...
I think there's a space under here too. Oh, hold on. I can see something below. Looks like something was dropped down there. A murder weapon.
Got a minute?
After we checked everywhere else, why don't we go under the floor and see for ourselves? Right, let's do it. Did this motherfucker take the thing that was stabbed into Kaede and go and re-murder Tenko? And by re-murder, I mean murder for the first time, the doi. Magic circle key you drew on the floor? Well, at least it was.
Oh dear.
It completely stompled over. Suppose it was unavoidable.
Well...
Is this drawn with salt?
Yes.
Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt.
What?
You feeling alright? You sound ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I have performed many successful seances. Why, I even had spirits enter my body.
I'm right already.
Shut up! I don't want to hear about your stupid delusions. Maki didn't really beat around the bush. It's kind of refreshing, actually. Aw, man, he has a passion.
But...
In case, with all these footprints, I can't really make out the original circle.
So what?
We'll find out. We'll find out in Kyo's lab. It should be written in the Caged Dog Village document.
Hey.
Isn't that right, Kyo? He seems depressed. I suppose it makes sense. I mean, someone just said they're blatantly not interested in your ultimate ability, which you're an ultimate in. I'd be pretty heartbroken. Nothing wrong with the ceiling. Anything wrong over? Like, what is this? Nothing, I guess. I guess all we got left is body. Ah, of course, I can get closer. Alright, let's look at the iron cage with blood. Used in the seance.
Is this?
Be around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. It's a pretty large iron cage.
Okay.
Enough for a person to fit inside. During the seance, Kokichi and I covered Tenko with this cage. We're supposed to remove it as well. It was Himiko who rushed in and removed the cage first. In that one moment,
Hey.
Himiko became a superhuman and just threw that cage over on its side.
Is this?
Blood stain on the bottom of the cage. Probably Tenko's blood, yeah?
That's true.
I imagine so. The splatter must have been made when she was killed.
What do you mean?
Means Tenko was killed while she was under the cage, or inside
Okay.
the cage. I think you're right. Tenko went under the cage before the seance. And when the cage was listed after the seance, she was already dead.
Then
She was stabbed right when the cage was lifted. That would explain the blood stain, right?
Huh?
Hmm? Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance, but the exact moment the cage was lifted? That is wrong because I saw blood underneath right when the seance finished. That's a possibility. Iron cage has been added to the truth blood section of your mana pad. Hole in the corner? I could see that from here. Opening in the corner of the room. Space under the floor and something's down there. Gotta check the floor after I finish up here. This fucking board. Anything wrong with the stone? Rock next to Tenko's body. This must be the marking stone. Stone marker I placed here. Just a stone I brought from the courtyard. Marker for her to rest her forehead upon. Tenko had her forehead on this rock, hunched over. She had to make herself as small to fit inside the cage. Marker stone's been added to truth blood section of your mana pad. Crooked floorboard. This was the bang. The one right under Tenko.
why?
Why is the floorboard loose?
If I remember correctly.
Wasn't like this before. Must have come loose during the seance.
Why?
How would it come loose during the seance?
But
Floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily. Someone must have loosened it on purpose. Loose floorboard has been added to the truth blood section of your mana pad. And finally, Tenko's dead body, with her last breath, crouched over like this. Trapped in a cage, forced by us, only with good intentions to help out her friend Himiko. A disgusting death. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is a stab wound to her neck. This wound was fatal. Must have caused instant death. I didn't hear a scream during the seance. Oh, wait. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Would Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain?
Nope.
Her death might not have been instant. She couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
huh?
What do you mean?
What's the point?
You were concerned about that, right?
Okay.
With a wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die. You're speaking from experience?
That's obvious.
Of course. Quick deaths are my speciality. Well, then that makes sense.
By the way,
Real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around. Yeah, but I do see a precariously shaped hole over there. You know, the size of a katana. I don't see an obvious murder weapon. It could be a clue. Like those last moments. I'm thinking she was alive. When that thud, she was stabbed then, and then she didn't die until we turned the lights on or
By the
something.
way.
It's pretty dark down there. What do we use
That's
for light?
true.
Bring a candle. With Kibo's light from up here, that should be
Okay.
fine. I'll go get a candle, remove that floorboard so we can go
Okay.
down. I got it. Pulled off some of the floorboards near the hole. Took the candle from Maki. Carefully made our way through the hole and under the floor. It's still wet. But what the fuck is their blood doing on the opposing side of the board? That maybe when Himiko moved her? A lot more spacious than I thought. You can move pretty easily on all fours.
Okay.
Look around for clues.
Well,
Look pretty stupid if you found no clues after crawling around in a dusty place.
Okay.
I mean, no, check everywhere. Can't be too cautious. That's not a katana. There's a sickle here. There's blood all over it.
Okay.
But the sickle is fresh. This is it. The murder weapon.
is this...
This came from my research lab.
Huh?
It did.
Well,
A sickle can be used to assassinate a target. It can be thrown without losing any lethality. You can hide it under your clothes, too.
Well,
He was attacked with this, and when he stood a chance, the blade is about 6 inches.
that's right.
Since Tenko was in the cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself. But even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps in the cage. Could it reach her neck?
That's true.
The cage is 3 feet high. If you were to stab it with a 6-inch blade, it would depend on Tenko's posture, but I don't think it's impossible. Posture is the question.
Hey,
The weapon is down here. The culprit must have thrown it away, right?
that's true.
Perhaps after killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle under the floor in the dark. Or they could have been under the floor the entire time. Either of those is possible. Is a possible. Sickle under the floor. Unbelievable. Yeah, hey, wait. Oh. What's up with that? They chopped off this board? And what's this? A hole leading into what? The first room or the third room?
hey,
Well, an empty room, right? Looks like there's wood along the wall. This part is rotted away. Like a natural lot. This hole wasn't made intentionally. I can get into the next room
That's
through here.
true.
If I remember correctly, the room next door is also empty. The culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of using the
No.
hallway. True. It would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did alright because we had a light. Without that, it'd be pitch black. That made it impossible to move around in there.
nope.
It could have used a light like we're doing right now.
Well,
True. Used a light to move around under the floor? Is that possible? It depends if people can see our light. We won't find that out. Dried blood. Bloodstain on the ground underneath the loose floorboard. That's pretty far from where Tenko's blood was dripping. Under the same floorboard, just at different ends. Why is there blood here?
Hey,
Back of this floorboard has blood on it too.
ah,
You're right, there's a little bit of blood from the underside of the floorboard.
what do you mean?
Some idiot come here beforehand and cut themselves while cutting the board? Tenko's blood spattered here when she got
that's
killed?
true.
Can't really be sure.
Okay.
Bloodstains here are completely dry. Must be some reason these particular stains are dry. Dried blood under the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopad. Whose floorboard has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopad. Ridiculous. Blood dripping from the gaps in the floorboards. Fresh blood. It's Tenko's.
Ah,
Part of the crosspiece that supports the floorboards is cut.
That's true.
Near the loose floorboard, and a portion of this is missing the same width too. What I can see of it
that's true.
wasn't broken off naturally. This was cut by someone. There'd be saws in the warehouse. They could have used that. Question is, why? Are the crosspieces supporting the floorboard, so it might not fall if this portion is missing.
Then,
So what purpose did this serve? The floorboard underneath Tenko's body is loose, and the crosspiece supporting it has been cut. The culprit did all of this, then why? Crosspiece under the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopad. We finished investigating. Also good to know, I'm fairly sure
Is
in
that all right?
every single Danganronpa game there have been 2 murders in Chapter 3. I don't remember if I had 1. But it's very possible that could have been the one. If I'd asked, I was starting to get fed up with all this dust. Danganronpa may be a murder mystery game, but it does have patterns. After Maki and I crawled out from under the floor, put our floorboards back, and we returned to our investigation. Please lick me some more, Daddy.